Here is a shot from the door at my functional room and my YouTube studio. I'm hot and tired and sweaty and my hair is erect, but I'm finished. And this is the view from my new YouTube studio, aka my little cheap desk and rolly chair that I got up the road at the yard sale. I love it. Behind me, you can see the closet doors, and right here, that is a painting that my mother painted for me when I was in my 20s. Let me show you the rest of the room. If you look over this way, excuse the glare from the window, there is the filing cabinet that was in the closet, and I have disguised it with a quilt that my mother made for me decades ago. It is pieced with fabric from clothes that I wore as a kid, so it's very special. And the cat pillow on top of the filing cabinet, my mother sewed for me before I got my dog Rambo, that several of you know. I was a cat lady, so that is very special too. Behind or beside of the filing cabinet is the shelf that my grandfather made for me underneath that window, decluttered again and straightened up again. Here's the mirror my parents bought for me when I was a child. Here's the ugly, utilitarian, yet very necessary clothing rack that has to stay in this room. If you remember the chest that I mentioned in the first video that my dad made for me that was under that window over there, I did end up moving that out. I moved that into the living room and put it behind the couch, and I'm going to use it to stack blankets on. Me and the spouse person and the dog, we like to have blankets when we watch TV. Here's the dog's chair. Yes, I know the dog rules the house. I have two floor lamps. I'm not going to fool with showing them to you because they're pretty ugly. I bought them really cheap and used them in my school counselor office when I was working. I'm going to keep them in here for now for when I need extra lighting, and eventually I will find some nicer lamps, maybe at a thrift store, maybe on sale somewhere. But for now, the two ugly lamps will work just fine for extra lighting. I'm between a window over here and a window over here, so how's my natural lighting effect? I'm happy with this space. I want to end this video by thanking my YouTube friends and family for the suggestions they gave me. My friend Peter Urbanowski, who inspired me to create a YouTube studio, sent me a very nice, well thought out message, very helpful. And he suggested that I have my desk between these two windows to take best advantage of the natural light. So thank you, Peter, for your inspiration and for answering my plea for suggestions. Then teacher Kelly Tagg suggested that I turn the desk around so I would be facing the window, which I am. Window's right there, so that the window could be a source of natural light. Kelly did suggest that I get a backdrop, which could be something as simple as a shower curtain to place behind me, which I would have done if I hadn't decided to place my mother's painting here. So thank you, Kelly, for those wonderful ideas. I also got a very supportive comment from Tracy at Life in the Wild West. Thank you, Tracy. I got a comment and a phone call from my friend Evie at Evie Retired Life, suggesting how to make the very utilitarian file cabinet look nicer. Thank you, Evie. She also suggested some simple wall art, like hanging baskets on the wall and decorating with silk flowers, which I may do eventually. Evie is great at hanging things on the wall, and I am not. It's not something I enjoy. I told Evie, I wish you were my neighbor so you could just come over and do it for me. Sadly, she's in one state and I'm in another, but thank you, Evie. I appreciate your help. I got a very supportive comment from Marie at Meditation Motivation with Marie, encouraging me. And a very supportive comment from Savannah from at Savannah Mills, who is coming back to see how it turns out. Thank you, Savannah. And as always, I got a supportive comment from my friend Mrs. G at Heartily Happy, and she cannot wait to see how it turns out. Thank you, everybody who had a part in helping me create my YouTube studio. If you want a YouTube studio and you don't want to spend a lot of money, like I didn't want to spend a lot of money, look how cheap it can be. $20 for the desk, $20 for the desk and the chair. Very simple, but it's all I need. Everything else is stuff I had in my house. So I can't wait to create. Thanks.